His Excellency, the President of the Republic.
Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien? Bonjour. Bonjour, ça va bien? Ça va?
That was the first time that they
people of Burundi who have come so far since some of the dark days of the past and whose youth provide such hope and such promise for us in the United States as we see a country really with remarkable resilience and remarkable promise. I had the privilege of being in the Central African Republic in December when Burundian soldiers, the sons and a few daughters of parents in this country went to the Central African Republic to try to protect people there from ethnic violence, religious violence, really. And the people of Burundi are making tremendous sacrifices now also in Somalia for the sake of regional peace and security. And when you think about where Burundi comes from and how recently it was that Burundi suffered its own terrible ethnic violence, it is a tremendous tribute to go from being a country that suffered ethnic violence to a country that now goes and tries to help other peoples and other populations around the world. So that was one part of my message. The second part of my message regards concerns we have around the political space here in this country, concerns that the opposition and the media, journalists like you, continue to be allowed to speak freely, concerns about a shrinking ability by civil society to meet and to gather. And so we wanted, along with others in the international community, to come and engage with the president, who gave us 2 hours of time. We had a very candid and very full discussion, and we were able to discuss, again, all of the progress that Burundi has made, but also these concerns that we have that freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, and the Constitution, that all of those rights and values be respected. Particularly in the coming election season, where we know also from the United States where political tensions can run high. It's all the more important then for there to be no political violence, for all institutions and all individuals to respect rights and preach a message of calm and tolerance and pluralism. We did discuss it. I'm not going to go into the details of that discussion, but what we stressed was that the president has a tremendous legacy and has built, with the people of Burundi, some great successes here from 2005 until the very present. And we believe that his legacy should be one of respect for the Constitution, the man who helped build modern democracy in Burundi, and thus we urge again that the Constitution, the rule of law, and human rights be respected.
Thank you
so much.
Sorry,
Thank you. bringing about much greater equality in education, in the army, Here in Burundi, wise leaders have moved boldly and effectively over the past decade to reduce the potential for inter-ethnic violence. Stability has been restored, democratic institutions have been grown, and Burundi's professional armed forces are making an important contribution to peacekeeping operations in such places as Somalia and the Central African Republic. Burundi has offered the world a powerful model of how ethnic groups can join together, even after mass violence, in peaceful coexistence. However, my government was very disturbed by the events of March 8th, when fighting broke out in connection with two separate events sponsored by opposition political parties. These events seem reflective of a broader erosion, shrinking of political space for opposition and independent voices in Burundi, including new and restrictive media and assembly laws. An environment of free and open dialogue is essential, especially as the government considers changes to Burundi's post-war constitution. Efforts to undermine the Arusha consensus on power sharing and political inclusion will put a hard-won peace at risk. As preparations continue for elections in May of next year, the United States is hopeful that a climate of internal stability, freedom, and peace will prevail. To that end, the United States will provide $7.5 million in assistance for the Burundian electoral process, and I'm pleased to announce that today. As Burundi approaches this critical election, we call on the government to respect fully the constitutional rights of its citizens, including that of opposition parties to express themselves freely and to hold peaceful gatherings. We also urge the government and the opposition to reject violence and to engage in the political process in a civil and non-confrontational manner. Burundi's continued stability depends on maintaining a political climate in which all people can freely express their views, organize on behalf of their interests, and have a say in how they are governed. The United States is deeply aware of the importance here in Burundi of civil society and of such democratic institutions as a free press and access to justice. In our own country and on every continent, we have seen citizen groups take the lead in trying to improve governance, promote fairness for women and minorities, protect the rights of children, and seek equitable treatment for all people under the law. Journalists and advocacy groups have a vital role to play in exposing problems, increasing accountability, and developing ideas for reform.